lopsided than it was before, but what the hell. You can still hear me all right. Well, it's been about an hour since I last recorded the first part of this road trip. Yeah, I stopped at the Blue Mountain rest stop, and I ended up eating some Pizza Hut Express. I figured I better stop there and get something to eat because there's not going to be another one for another 20 or so miles. And of course, with the way Pizza Hut is with my stomach, I'll probably end up stopping there anyway, but I won't go into all that. But you know, I figured I was going to get pizza one way or the other. The original plan was to go to Erie, Pennsylvania, and stop at this pizza place that that bank robber bomber guy from a few years ago, he used to work there. I heard their pizzas were bomb. So I was going to go there and get pizza, but then I figured, you know, that's like 2 hours out of the way. Fuck it, I'm going to go right to Columbus. And that's what I'm doing. But one way or the other, damn it, I was going to eat pizza. I was determined to. And sure enough, I did. It's been a while since I had Pizza Hut. It still tastes the same as I remembered. But yeah, anyway, I ended up having a chocolate chip cookie from Starbucks. So right now it's safe to say I got a powder keg going on inside my stomach. But I should be alright. I was going to get one of those white chocolate mochas from Starbucks, but you know, I already drank a Monster. I don't want to risk it. Heard about a guy who drank like the strongest drink at Starbucks and then he had a Monster right afterwards and then he died of a heart attack. First of all, that guy's a fucking idiot. You never do stuff like that. That's... He must have ordered a venti black eye. There's a red eye and then there's the black eye. The black eye is when they put 2 shots of espresso plus dark roast into a coffee. And either that or he ordered like 4 shots of espresso, or I think the maximum they can give you is 5. He probably ordered 5 shots of espresso and then drank a Monster. What a fucking moron. It's almost like he wanted to die. That's probably what it was. He was probably suicidal. He probably wanted to die. Because that's the way to do it. If you're gonna, well, I'm not advocating that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be a fucking moron, that's probably how, you know. Caffeine, you know, I've never taken drugs. I mean, I've smoked weed, and I've had Oxy for medical reasons, but I've never abused them, you know. I've never abused weed. Weed's not really a drug anyway. I can argue all day about that. Weed's just like tobacco. I mean, you know. If they ever legalize weed, Philip Morris will probably try to put nicotine in that. Not that you would need to. People are going to be buying them in droves anyway once it becomes legal. But anyway, I've had weed before, but that's about as far down that rabbit hole as I've ever gone. But caffeine, in my opinion, in a way, is like a drug. It's a stimulant. You know, it keeps you awake, it keeps you functional. But if you take too much of it, like this fucking moron did, it'll kill you. You know, it won't kill you directly, but it'll get into your heart and give you a fucking heart attack, man. You know, not to mention, I don't know how many sleepless nights this guy must have had. He may have been up for like 5 days straight before he did that. But I can tell you for a fact, the strongest drink I've ever had at a Starbucks, and this was the advice of my barber gave me this. She said, "Oh well, if you ever need to stay awake," and I really needed to because I was dying this one day. She said, "Order 4 shots of espresso with 3 shots of peppermint mocha," and I did. Well, let me tell you something. That shit tasted like it was concentrated caffeine, pure concentrated caffeine. You know, like they just went, like crushed it up, put it in a cup, and I drank it. And let me tell you, I didn't sleep for 2 days. So yeah. I didn't feel too good after that either. I had to take a fucking nap after a while. I was like, I mean, it took care of the sleepiness feeling I had that day when I got to work and all. But I was productive as shit when I got to work. But I'm not going to do that again. That was terrible. I felt fucking terrible after that. I mean, and ever since then, the strongest drink I've ever drank since then is maybe a red eye. I order a red eye with 3 pumps of white chocolate mocha, and that's it. That's the extent of it. But yeah, getting back to the Erie, Pennsylvania thing. The only reason I wanted to go there was because I heard about this guy. He was a shit. I'm going into another tunnel. Every time you see removed sunglasses, turn headlights on the side of the road, that means you're going into a tunnel. I've gone through 2 so far since my last video. I went through I went under Blue Mountain and Kickatit Mountain. What's this one? Tuscardra Mountain. That's what I'm about to drive under. You're not gonna lose me. I'm not live right now. I'm gonna record this later. I mean, I'm recording it now. I mean, I'm gonna post it later after I edit out some bullshit. But yeah, you're not. Every time I go into these tunnels, you're not gonna like lose my signal or anything like that. I only got like 900 megabytes of data. God only knows how much it costs to record on the YouTube Live. Not that I would record on the YouTube Live. I'd probably do Facebook, because Facebook's the only thing that works on these fucking Windows phones. I got an Instagram app on there, but I'm better off using my iPod when I'm in a Wi-Fi setting. But yeah, I was gonna go to Erie, Pennsylvania, because the guy there was a couple years ago, there was this dude who tried to rob a bank, and he had a cane. It was actually a shotgun, but it was made up to look like a cane. I don't know how they got that past everybody. I guess people in Erie, Pennsylvania are fucking idiots. But anyway, I mean, this cane looked pretty massive. But he went into this bank with a bomb collar around his neck and a shotgun, and tried to rob the bank. And what it was he was a pizza delivery guy. I don't recall his name right on the. So it's not. I'm not trying not to. I'm not saying it for legal reasons or something. I just don't remember. I don't fucking care about the guy, because I'm gonna get to that in a second. But what happened was, he was a pizza delivery dude, and he looked like a total John Monty looking motherfucker. He was like he looked like he was a little. But anyway, he went to deliver a pizza to these people. And they put a bomb collar around his neck and supposedly took him hostage. And put the bomb collar around his neck and told him to rob the bank, or they would set the bomb collar off. Now, here's the thing. If I'm a pizza delivery guy and someone puts a bomb collar around my neck, I'm going down fighting. You're not going to give... I mean, I don't know how many pizza delivery guys they had go out there before they found one who went, oh, okay, I'll do it. You know, like this guy obviously did. No, because he's a patsy. He was a patsy. He was in on the whole goddamn thing. He wasn't a victim. That's the reason why I'm being so insincere about it. He wasn't a victim. He was a patsy in the whole thing. And the guy, and more importantly, he was a fucking idiot for even agreeing to do it, because they probably said, "Oh, don't worry, man. It's not an actual bomb on your neck." And he probably went, "Oh, okay, I'll do it." It was an actual fucking bomb. The video's on the internet if you want to see them set it off. The next rest stop's in 10 minutes. I don't got a shit, so I'm okay. But yeah, it was an actual bomb. It went off, except it didn't blow his head off. I mean, I wasn't expecting his head to go blue, like a rocket, pop off like in the cartoons or anything. I was expecting like his jaw, the bottom of his head to poof or something, you know. But no, it just blew a hole in the front of his chest, like he got hit with a shotgun. That's all that happened. A little disappointing, but you know. But the thing that was so creepy about it is that he was sitting there resting against like one of the police cars before it happened, like as if the police, as if he was accepting what happened to him, like as if he just went, yeah, okay, I fucked up, you know, and he just sat there and and they couldn't help him. The bomb squad couldn't figure out how to get. I don't even think they have a bomb squad in Erie, Pennsylvania. I think it's like out in the sticks or something. That's probably why they don't. But yeah, it went off and killed him. But I'm not going to be, I'm not totally insincere about it. I know I said I'm insincere, but I'm not totally insincere. I mean, it's a shame that a human life was taken. But the fact of the matter is, the guy was a fucking idiot to even agree to do the whole bank robbery. Oh yeah, put a bomb around my neck. This sounds great. Oh hey, what? You'll split the money with me when I come? Yeah, like they were going to split the fucking money with you. Jeez, they put a goddamn bomb collar on your neck. I mean, how else do you see that, like, ending up, you know? Those two people, I don't know what happened to the two people, or it might have been three. I mean, they may have gotten away. They might have been watching the news and went, oh, shit, Irene, we better get the fuck back to Kentucky. They caught the guy. Oh, okay, Billy Bob, I'll get the pickup truck and the RV packed up. Oh, shit. They'll never find them, I bet. Or hey, they may have never existed. He may have made the guy may have done all that shit himself, and he may have just made them up. And he probably fucked up the wiring, or maybe he wanted to die. You know, maybe he wanted to get caught. He may have been like depressed or some shit. You know, I mean, there's all kinds of variables. The important thing is, I Googled the guy and found out where he worked, and I was gonna buy pizza from the place. That's the important thing. I was gonna get some pepperoni pizza because I heard it was really fucking good pepperoni pizza. But I don't want to take 2 hours out of my time, so I'm gonna head right to Columbus. The pizza was the important part out of this whole thing. So, you know, just keep that in mind. And it only took a fucking idiot to blow his head off in order for me to find that out. So, the more you know. Also, while I was at the rest stop, oh shit, yeah. Also, while I was at the rest stop, I found out that a whole hour recording on this Windows phone. I don't know what quality I'm recording in. I don't know if it's a 1080p or what the hell it is. But I found out that recording for a full hour on this Windows phone is actually 4 gigabytes. Well, not 4 gigabytes, like 3.50 something gigabytes. 3.56 gigabytes or something like that. But anyway, it's all recording to an SD card that I got in there, but I only got like 7.93 gigabytes left on this thing. So yeah, there you go. Do that math. Now I'll do the math for you. Basically, I can probably record for another 2.5 hours, or in this case, 2 hours, 17 minutes and counting, before I got to do something with whatever the hell it is I'm going to do with these videos. But, let's see, let me get back to it. Where the hell was I? I was talking about, oh yeah, I was on the train to Chicago, and, yeah, I talked about that Lou, I don't know, I should have looked it up when I was at the Wi-Fi spot, that breakfast place. Oh, there was this old Jewish couple on the train. Hang on, this isn't going to go where you think it's going to go. I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm actually part Jewish myself, alright? So just hold the fuck on, internet. Hold on. Anyway, there was this old Jewish couple, and I'm mentioning that they're Jewish because they were all like, hey, blah, 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 how you doing? You know, that kind of thing. They were from New York, you know. I forget I think it was Barbara and Henry, I think their names were. Well, anyway, it seemed like everywhere I went in Chicago, I mean, they were on the train. They were sitting right across from me. And I was already pretty goddamn fed up as it was being on a goddamn Amtrak train. I almost said Amazon. It wasn't I bet you if Amazon owned trains, it wouldn't be bullshitted. Give them time. I bet you they'll buy out Amtrak and make actual decent trains. But no. I was on an Amtrak train, and being on the Cardinal line, just as a reminder, it was fucking terrible. It was terrible. But it didn't make it any easier that there was this old couple. Whether they were Jewish or not, doesn't matter. There was this old couple, and they kept like, oh, hey, Eric, how you doing? Oh, hi, blah, 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 how are you? You can't get away from people when you're on a train. And it's not that it's a bad thing. They were very sweet people. They were very fucking sweet people. But the thing is, when I'm in a goddamn mood, especially about being on a Cardinal Amtrak line, fucking paint mixer of a sleeping situation, I want to be left alone, you know? And matter of fact, you ever get on an Amtrak train, bring your own booze with you, because you know how much they charge you for a little bottle of Jack Daniels? They charge you like $7 for a little bottle of Jack Daniels. You can go to a liquor store. Some liquor stores, like those little mom and pop liquor stores, they sell those bottles of Jack Daniels for $1 a piece. Sometimes you can get them for $2, $2.50 a piece. For $20, you can have a whole Ziploc bag full of little miniature bottles of Jack Daniels. But no, on Amtrak, they charge you $7 fucking for a little bottle of Jack Daniels. And let me tell you, I did not get one single buzz from it. I was so pissed off and fed up with being on that fucking paint mixer of a sleeping situation that I just did not want to. God damn it. I mean, that was. So yeah, even after drinking that, after a while, it was like, I didn't estimate well enough how long it was actually going to take me to get to Chicago on that train. Shit, I fucked up really bad. Like I told you before, that was probably one of the worst traveling experiences I ever had. But, let's see, 2 miles, the next rest stop, still don't need a shit. I think I'll be okay. I think it's still, like, bubbling around in there. It hasn't, the breadsticks haven't quite made it to the colon yet, so I'm okay. That's when it starts setting the red alerts, like, get to the toilet. But yeah, what happened was, I kept running, and even after I got off the train, everywhere I went, that's where they were. I mean, it's not, well, I mean, after I ran into them at that breakfast place, that was it. I never saw them again after that. Because from what I hear, they were going to go back to the train station. I think that's Union, or not Penn Station, I think that's Union Station in Chicago. That's the one that's Union Station. Washington, D.C. has a Union Station, too. There's 2 Union Stations. There's one in Washington, D.C., and then there's the one in Chicago. And I think New York might have one, too. They got Grand Central. No, they got a Penn Station up there. They got Grand Central Station, and then they got Penn Station. Baltimore also has a Penn Station. See how that could be fucking confusing? Anyway, unless you're in the trains, in which case you're probably like, oh no, that's not that confusing. I know them back and front. Well, good for you, pal. Good for you. Thank you. Anywho, yeah, good for you, hypothetical train expert guy. But I can go back up the 80 again. This road is weird. I'm still on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, but it's weird. Some parts they're doing road work, and you got to reduce down to 65. Well, 55. Reduce down to 65. You know, and then other times it's 70, which means I can go up to 80 legally, because you can go up to 13 miles over the limit before it's considered speeding. At least you can in Pennsylvania. I don't know what the laws are like in Indiana and Ohio. I should probably look that up before I get there. But I think I got another 100 miles yet. Actually, you know what? When I stop to take a shit, I'll look it up. I'll look it up then. But anyway, I kept running into Barbara and Henry all the time. And the thing is, oh yeah. Anyway, what they were going to do, they were going to get on Union. They were going to go back to Union Station after they had breakfast. And then they were gonna I think they were gonna take the Silver Line to Los Angeles. They were going cross country by train. God help them. I don't know how they got back to New York. I hope they got back okay. I hope they're safe. It's been a year. I'm sure they've long since got. Of course, as long as it fucking takes to get on the train, they're probably still on the train getting back to New York. You know, so wherever they are, bless their hearts. They were very sweet people. I just wish I was a little sweeter. I wasn't an asshole to them. But I think, you know, I mean, I could have been more optimistic about the whole train adventure. I could have been a little more, yay, trains. But I wasn't. It was terrible. I'm never doing that shit again. Unless I can actually get a cabin. An actual cabin to sleep in. But yeah, anyway, once I got to Chicago and I had breakfast, I went back to the Best Western at Grant Park, like I did in December, the year before in December. And man, I tell you, they were fucking bitchy. The chicks were bitchy that time. I don't know if because I was white and the Freddie Gray thing was going on. I don't know what the hell that was about, but you know, they found out I was from Baltimore, and they were like, "Oh, you racist white motherfucker! You killed Freddie Gray." I didn't kill Freddie Gray. The pigs killed Freddie Gray. What the fuck? You know. But anyway, I had to wait for my room, even though there was plenty of goddamn rooms. But they sweated my balls off. The only shower I had was the little you know, Chihuahua piss pressure thing that was on the Amtrak train. So believe me, once I actually got into my room, I was actually able to get a shower. But then after that, the next 2 days were just, I had to rush everything the next 2 days. I wasted a whole day on that fucking train. And it's a really nice rock formation right there. They really carved this highway through the Appalachians. It's pretty nice. I don't regret not going to Erie now because I wouldn't have been able to see all this. But yeah, then once I got to Chicago, I'm not gonna lie, I did try to find Jessica. I did. I know, I'm such a fucking creep. I know. But, and looking back, I don't even know why the hell I was even going to bother trying to find Jessica, because what the fuck was I going to say to her? You know? Hey, remember me? I'm that guy from December. It's like, hey, I'm going all the way back to Baltimore in 2 weeks. what the fuck? It was the good, you know. Anyway, just tattoo idiot on my fucking, well, not tattoo it, just write idiot on my fucking forehead. But yeah, I didn't like that trip all that much. It wasn't just because of the Amtrak train, but it was because I didn't get a whole lot done with my Watchdogs thing. I mean, I went pretty far north in Chicago. I went all the way up to Montrose Harbor for the first time, which was pretty neat. But I didn't get a whole lot done, and that was a fucking bummer. And that's why I decided to go to Philadelphia later that month, because I figured, well, you know what, that first trip was a bust. Let me go to Philadelphia. Maybe I can get some fun out of this. And even the Philadelphia thing was, as much as I love that town, I didn't really get much done there either. I mean, I didn't know what the hell exactly what I was gonna do. I mean, I met some great people. You know, that's cool. I got to see some. I got a good vibe of the city. You know, Philadelphia. I've never been to New York. I don't intend on going there anytime soon. Even though my hipster brother, he's like, oh hey man, you ought to go to. Well, he never used to be a hipster. He's a hipster now. Poor fucking bastard. I swear to God, he went from being Larry the Cable Guy to being Niles Crane within the course of 2 years. But anyway, I still love him. But holy shit. Anyway, he keeps telling me, oh man, oh my God, you got to go up to New York. Oh my God, it's gonna be amazing. I'm like, motherfucker. You know, I don't, not him, motherfucker, just motherfucker in general. I don't want to go to New York anytime soon. I've been to New York so many times from watching movies and TV shows. I can just close my eyes. Well, not now, but I can just close my eyes and picture New York. I go to New York every time I watch an episode of Blue Bloods. I go to New York every time I watch Die Hard with a Vengeance. I see parts of New York that I've never seen before when I watch A Bronx Tale, which, by the way, is set in the Bronx. Just, you know, hell, if I want to go to New York, I'll pop in Grand Theft Auto 4, even though it's Liberty City, but it's so much like New York from what I've seen from all the movies and TV shows that it's basically like being in New York City. So yeah, Rockstar did a fucking great job of that, by the way. And also, as a shout out to Ubisoft, if I ever want to go to Manhattan, I'll just pop in the Division. If I can get it to work, that is. Because the servers on the Division, they're shit. You know, I'm trying to play single player. It's like, oh, sorry, you can't connect to the server. I don't fucking care. I'm playing solo. What's the matter if I can't get onto the server? You know? So, oh, you can't play this mission right now. You can't connect to the server. Asshole, it's on the disc. Let me play the game that I paid $40 for. Yeah, that's right. I bought it used. I didn't pay $60 for that. Fuck that. With all the server issues and connection issues it's got... Plus, I got Comcast internet. Yeah, pray for me. Thank you. Shit. But yeah, anyway, if I want to go to New York, I can just do all that. I don't have to actually go to New York. Not to mention the fact that Philadelphia's traffic is fucking terrible. The parking is terrible. I love the town. It's a great town. It's an okay town. But the parking, oh my God, look at this view. Hang on a second. Like I was in the Last of the Mohicans for a second. Remember at the end when Daniel Day-Lewis and Madeline Stowe are on top of that mountain and you just see nothing but trees? Well, of course there's a cell phone. Yeah. Of course there's a cell phone tower right over there, and there's a town, so it's not all trees. But Jesus Christ. Okay, I'll probably edit this part out. I should have took a picture of that. Of course, I probably would have died. I almost died trying to look at... There's some clouds forming in the sky. Looks like it might rain, which would be nice. It's been hot as shit for the last couple days. Just hope it doesn't rain Thursday when I'm trying to watch the game. That would really suck. I wonder if they give you refunds for rain delays. I hope they do. Actually, I hope it doesn't rain. at least not Thursday. I don't mind if it rains today or tomorrow. I'm okay with that. I'm still going to take some pictures of those watchdog places that I missed. I took a picture of the wrong goddamn theater when I was there in December. I was supposed to take a picture of Apollo's 2000 theater, which is a totally different building. I ended up taking a picture of the Apollo, which is like a giant. Well, I mean, the Apollo's 2000 is like an actual theater-looking building. It's beautiful looking. But the Apollo is like a big silver brick-looking building, and I'm like, son of a bitch. But you know, the thing is, though, what got me confused about it was the hotspot info card in Watch Dogs had a thing about where a guy, I can't recall what it was, but it had a thing where a guy did a joke for 8 hours with some kind of prop or something, and I was like, oh, okay, they must be referencing the Apollo. But when I got to the Apollo, I was like a little like, wait a minute, hold on, this doesn't look anything like this. This doesn't make any sense. This isn't right. Sure enough, I had the wrong goddamn building. But they were probably, in my defense, I just got confused because I think they may have been trying to reference both Apollo buildings, the Apollo Comedy Club and Apollo's 2000 Theater. So, you know, it's my fault. I should have took pictures of both places anyway, because that's what I'm doing. I'm also any place that's referencing two different buildings, I take pictures of both places, and I'm going to mention it in the hub. I'm going to be like, oh hey, well, you know, for example, Miller's Rail Bar. One of the, you know, if you got the game, go ahead, pop it up. Go on the game. It's in the loop. It's called Miller's Rail Bar. Check it out. There's actually a drinking game you can do in the game. Actually, I mentioned this on my Twitch series, so I'm probably repeating of course I'm repeating a lot of shit I've said. But anyway, it actually references a place called Miller's Pub that's in the loop, and a place called the Rail Bar that's up in Wrigleyville. Both of them are pretty cool bars, especially Miller's Pub. I bet you Frank Sinatra may have hung out back there, you know, back in the day. Because, you know, it's kind of an Irish pub. Frank Sinatra's always been Irish, you know, when Irish eyes are crying. Which is a good song, by the way. Actually, a lot of his stuff's good. Really fucking good. But, I don't know a whole lot of history about the guy. From what I hear, he had, like, mob ties or something, but I don't know what that's all about. But, you know, he's from Chicago, probably. I don't know. None of my goddamn business. But anyway, that's one example. There's certain places that are referencing two different locations molded together. And, what else? But yeah, I gotta fix that when I get to town. And, but I didn't really do a whole lot back in May. But in November of 2016, this past November when I went there, I was feeling pretty good about it. I got a whole shitload of stuff done. I went around all, you know, plugged up all the holes, put the caulk in all the cracks, fixed it. I started working on the article. I was like, fuck yeah, I got it. But then once I got up to hotspot number 6, the yacht club, in my defense, Chicago's got a lot of yacht clubs, so I wasn't sure exactly which one Ubisoft was referencing. But when I looked at it, I realized, oh shit, wait a minute, this is more like a warehouse and less like a yacht club. And I was watching that show called The Chicago Code with oh fuck, what's his name? Guy who played in Terminator, and he played in Public Enemies. Jason Isaacs. Not Jason Isaacs. He's actually Australian in real life, but he does a good job of like pretending to be American. Even though he's got that Gerard Butler syndrome, where like when he's talking, he after a bit does sound more American. So just be Australian, dude. Works for Sam Worthington. Sam Worthington pretends to be American all the time, and he still lets his accent slip. So fuck it, dude. Just let it out. Talk like this, mate. It's all right. You know, whatever you got to do. But he's a hell of an actor, whatever his name is. I forget his fucking name. I wish I, you know. Lewis? Jason Clarke, motherfucker. Jason Clarke. Anyway, Chicago Code with Jason Clarke, Jessica Biel's, Not Jennifer Biel, Jessica Biel. Or was it Jennifer Biel? Motherfucker. Okay, hold up. The chick from Flashdance. It was Jason Clarke, the chick from Flashdance, and, fuck. I'm hell with names right now. Who's that other guy? Delroy Lindo. He was the bad guy in it. Anyway, it was a great show. It was only on for 13 episodes because Fox canceled it, the cocksuckers. But it was made by Sean Murphy. He was the guy who was like the head writer, and he was the creator of the show. And the same guy who made The Shield, you know. And he's from Illinois. I forget what part of Illinois, but I'm sure he used to emigrate to Chicago all the time. So if anybody's going to write a cop show about Chicago, Sean Murphy is the fucking guy to get. You know, I mean, he makes great cop dramas, but he's also from the area. So, you know, you got plus, double whammy of awesome. But unfortunately, the show got canceled after 13 episodes. But if you ever want to watch it, go on Netflix and watch it. It's a good show. They ended it after 13 episodes. It was, I mean, they ended it on, you never got to find out who killed Jason Clarke's brother. That's the only thing that sucked. But yeah, the show was pretty damn good, and they ended it like on a closed it, kind of, like 90% closed it. Like I said, they never found out who killed Wachowski's brother. But it was a hell of a show. But anyway, the thing that was cool about the show was it told you a lot of history about Chicago in the beginning. Like, every episode was related to something at some point. You know, it was like, I never caught it the first time I watched the series back when it came on in like 2010. I was like, oh hey, it's Sean Murphy's got a new cop show. I'm gonna watch it. He makes good, like I just said, you know. But then it wasn't until I went to Chicago that I actually really started to appreciate what the amount of work that the guy put into the writing. And then when I watched it, I was watching it like I was studying a fucking textbook, you know, and it was like perfect. You get a lot of signs along here saying watch for falling rocks, but all I see are just tree stumps. I think all the rocks must have already fell. Still on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I got another like 79 miles before TomTom here tells me where else to go. Hey, I'm in no rush. I'm liking it. It's great. I wish you guys could see it. I wish the fucking Canon setup that I had was gonna work better because it's really nice along here. But yeah, that's another thing. I took that off the dashboard. That was just looking pathetic. That looked sad. The camera was just drooping. Even the camera looked sad. It was like, you know. So I was like, I took the duct tape off. I put it away. Plus, it was hot. It's on the. Nah, I don't want my camera to melt. So I was like, fuck it. I don't even think I can return that camera mount now. I've had it for a couple of months. Barely used it. I've tried to use it a couple times, but it doesn't work. So I'm not going to be able to return it. I only paid like $10 for it. It's not a big deal. I'm not going to sell it on eBay. I would never do something so terrible to another human being. Yeah, someday I'll just maybe make my own mount. I'll just get like a book or whatever and duct tape that to the dashboard, and you know, that's how I used to record my old video walkthroughs when I first got on YouTube. I would just stack a bunch of VHS tapes or books on a TV tray and just set the camera at the right angle. You know, and of course that was until my parents for Christmas they got me a one of those little tiny tripods that have like the foldable arms. I think they got it from like Five Below, but it was the thought that counted because it was a fucking great little tripod. I used that to record all of my video walkthroughs after I got that. I didn't have to stack anything. I would just set it up and just, you know, it was beautiful. Of course, I don't do those video walkthroughs anymore. That was on my old channel, Foo Fighter 18. I mean, I still do some walkthroughs, but this is not, you know, that's not the main focus. Of course, eventually I'll probably have to, because I'll probably end up running out of stuff to Twitch. But if you ever want to watch some videos with some terrible quality, just check that out. But yeah, when I got there in November, I had everything. I thought I had everything figured out, and finished with the Watchdogs hub, but I didn't. So now, when I go there this week, hopefully I'll be there on Wednesday. I don't know how long it's going to take me to drive there. But Thursday is going to be the ball game. But Wednesday, once I get into town, pictures, 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 click, click, click. I don't care if I got to do drive-bys. Not drive-bys with my camera, Chicago Police Department. With my camera. Just be clear about that. I'm just gonna roll the window down, and when I get to an intersection, just click, 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 click. You know. But that's another thing. Chicago PD, that show that's on. I've never watched. I watched the first episode of it. The only way I was able to watch it was through Amazon Prime, and they made me pay $3 for the first episode. Fuck you, Dick Wolf. So yeah, the only way, that's not really a show you can binge watch, apparently. But I can tell you this much. From watching the first episode, you know, they got the latest season on Hulu. I might watch that, but the thing is, Hulu doesn't work very good on that shitty Toshiba tablet I have. I think the main problem I have is my equipment. You know, my laptop is really good, but my tablet, I paid like $60 for. It's a Toshiba. Just, you know, not that great. My iPod Touch 5th gen is starting to get a little old, and I got a Windows phone as a cell phone. So altogether, I got a little crew of expendables here of, you know, 4-year-old arcane technology. But, you know, it works. It works for now. It's the Canon. Even the DSLR I got might be considered old now by camera enthusiast standards, but I bought that for $400 like 2 years ago, and it still works great. I'm gonna take really nice care of that thing, man. So, you know, I don't care. If it works, if it ain't broke, I'm not fixing it. But yeah, the tablet, yeah, I gotta get rid of that. I gotta buy a new tablet. I might get one of those Windows tablets or something. Unless, of course, Windows doesn't have any apps, in which case I might get a Samsung so I can actually, like, you know, post stuff on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all without it without it telling me, like, oh, well, your device is... That's what the Toshiba, it's Android. It's an Android, like, system. But the thing is, or at the very least, it's got Google Play, I should say. But every time I go on there to download a new app, it says your device is not up to date with this app. It's like, well, yeah, that's their nice way of saying, hey, your thing's out of date and it's old as shit. You can't download it. In fact, that's exactly what they're telling me. But yeah, I gotta get a new tablet. But I might not get a Windows tablet, because if I get a Windows tablet, it might not have any apps on it. It might not have any of the, just like this phone doesn't hardly have anything. I don't know what Microsoft's deal is. I don't know what Google and Microsoft have against each other. I already know Apple and Microsoft have a history, so that's their. But, you know, I don't know what the story behind Google and Microsoft being at odds with each other is. You know, it's just like, hey, yeah, they got another platform. Windows made a platform for phones and tablets. Just let them have the fucking apps. Come on, man. It's like, what, are you guys gonna lose money from people downloading free apps? Free apps? Come on. Besides, Google owns YouTube anyway. They're making money from that YouTube Red thing. Just give Microsoft a goddamn YouTube app. And I think Facebook owns Instagram, but I don't know who owns Facebook. I don't think anybody owns Facebook. Did Google buy Facebook too? I don't know. I'm not up to date with all that shit. But look, just put apps on the Windows phones and the Windows tablets. That will work. That's all. Christ. I paid a whole $1 for this goddamn thing. I want my money's worth. Yes, it was meant to be a joke. I'm not buying a Samsung. You know, if I was going to upgrade my phone, I'm not going to buy a Samsung. I don't want to. You know, I know there's a lot of people that have Samsung phones and Galaxies and all that, but after all those stories I've heard of these things exploding, nah, I'm going to stay away from. I'm going to stay away from that. I think I might get an iPhone 6 or an iPhone 7 or something. Which in my case means, you know, Eric, get back to doing double shifts. God. it's not that I don't like working. I just don't want to burn myself out, you know? Because, you know, if I burn myself out too much, suddenly I'm going to start to lax. And I don't want to be one of those guys at work that laxes. I don't want to be the guy that works too hard either. There's been some times where I've just pushed myself a little too hard, considering what it is I do. And you know, I don't want to be that guy either. I want to find the right middle balance, the right middle ground. So, I don't know how the hell I'm going to do all that, but one thing's for sure, I'm stopping at the next rest stop. I didn't want to mention it because I didn't want to get arrested or get a ticket or anything, but I got my laptop open right here because I started editing a video while I was at the last rest stop, and you know, Windows Movie Maker takes a while to process stuff, so I figured I'd let it process while I'm driving. And my OCD is like kicking in. I'm like, I want to like turn the laptop off, but I would have to go like this for 3 minutes to, not 3 minutes, but you know, there's semi trucks all the fucking, you know, I feel like Charles Bronson in that one movie, like Mr. Majestic, I think it was the assassination, I don't know. Remember the part where they try to like close them in with the trucks? It's like that. I'm surrounded by these fuckers. Wait, I see an opening. Ha ha! All right, correction. I was surrounded by semi trucks. All right. But yeah, I don't want to, while I'm trying to drive at 80 miles an hour here, I don't want to like be fucking around on my laptop. So I got to get gas anyway. I'm getting down to the quarter tank. Oh God, it's raining. It's starting to rain. Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hydroplaning. Okay. Oh shit. Oh Lordy. Oh Lordy. Okay. Alright, you're good, Eric. You're good. Fucking chill. It's cool. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, don't chill that much. Don't chill that much. Alright. If anybody finds this phone, I want my parents to know I love them very much. And the key to my safe is under the... Oh wait, I'm getting out of it. Alright, everything's good. Oh hey, there's a logging truck over there. A bunch of logging. That must be where the trucks were coming from, that logging company. Okay, it's raining again. Okay. It's right on the top drawer of my nightstand. Of course, I don't have any cash. I got all my cash with me, but, you know, hey, on the plus side, if I die, you don't have to pay student loans. Yeah, I asked the guy when I was feeling suicidal one time. I was like, hey, if I die, do I have to pay, do my parents have to pay student loans? And he was like, no. Of course, he was probably just telling me that to make me feel better. Or maybe he was telling me that to push me over the ledge. Well, the important thing is here, I didn't kill myself, so that's what's important. But it's good to know that if I do die, you guys don't have to pay student loans. So, lemons in the lemonade. Oh, it's raining more. Okay, I'm coming in and out of it. I'm driving in and out of it. All right, everything's fine. Why am I holding my breath? Holding my breath isn't gonna help me. It's fine. It's light rain. It's no big deal. I'll be driving out of it. It's good to see rain again. It hasn't rained in a while. It must just be mountain. Maybe it's like mountain Appalachian rain or something. Hey, maybe it's Mountain Dew. Maybe this is where they get Mountain Dew from. Yeah. I know Mountain Dew was always marketed as a hillbilly thing, but where did they get Mountain Dew from? Have you tried that new flavor of Mountain Dew? Apparently they got this new flavor where they took Code Red and all the other shitty ones and they all blended them together in one drink because I guess they just thought, hey, we're bored, let's try something out. It tastes terrible. It tastes about as terrible as it sounds. They blended all of the different flavors. Just give me Baja Blast. I don't, you know. Why I gotta go to Taco Bell just to get Baja Blast is, you know, that's probably the reason why is because if they didn't, the shit would all be off the shelves. Because Baja Blast is without a doubt the best Mountain Dew flavor. It's the best. It makes the original Mountain Dew taste like shit. Baja Blast is like a soda in itself. They ought to just not call it Mountain Dew. They ought to just call it Baja Blast and just market it as its own thing. They would have like the biggest, they'd be like the next Coca-Cola after doing that. But of course, if they did that, then they would have to come up with other flavors of Baja Blast. They would have to be a Baja Blast Zero and Baja Blast Maximum and Baja Blast Life and all this shit. It's like that's. So yeah, so I understand. So I understand why it's Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Just keep it Mountain Dew. Don't let it go off on its own, because then if it goes off on its own, they're gonna fuck with the formula, and it's just gonna go to hell. So that's probably why. I answered my own question. I do that a lot. I answer my own inquiries. I seem to answer them a lot with a little bit of critical thinking. So either that, or I have low-key split personality disorder, and there's a little voice in my head saying, "Oh, this is why I'm just thinking." In which case, I'm probably insane. I've never actually been to a psychiatrist. I've never had a CAT scan or anything, in case you're wondering. So, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I think you have to have Obamacare or whatever in order to go into those places, or else they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. And from what I do understand of psychiatrists, if you go to a psychiatrist, I've never been to one, like I said, but from what I can gather from playing Grand Theft Auto 5 and from watching movies and, Dr. Katz and all that, is that psychiatrists are pretty much more fucked up than anybody they actually try to help, and that they're not the perfect human beings that they make themselves out to be. But my issue is that I don't want to pay $300 an hour or something, or $200 an hour, or God knows how much, for some chick or some guy or anywhere in between, as it is nowadays, because I don't want to be accused of being like insensitive to the quadruple genders that are around nowadays that people identify as, but or whoever. But anyway, I don't want to pay that. I don't want to pay money to somebody just to have them, to talk to them, and then they go, well, and then repeat everything I say back, but in a different way, and then just like, wait a minute, that's everything I just fucking said. Well, do you think that you're insane? It's like, I don't know. What do you think? You're the doctor. What is this? Well, I think that maybe you think that, and it's like, yeah, shit. It's just goofy shit like that. Anyway, it looks like my cell phone's about to die here, according to the little notification that popped up. See, I don't think Apple does stuff like that. They, Microsoft, on the other hand, hell yeah. Even though this is a shitty phone in the general sense of it, but it's better than a BlackBerry. It's better than that other thing. But that'll be a story for another time. Anyway, I got to charge this. Thanks for watching, everybody.